Hari Om Ji, Hari Om Ji, Hari Om Ji. So, you cannot use a word for what is totally non-existent. Here is a very beautiful point, the reference to something belonging to the past, or a reference to something that belongs to the future. This reference, what is can be referred to have existed before. What is alone can be referred to exist in future. Like a man's horn, you can't say it was. You can't refer to man's horn will come in future. I say it is Tino Kalme nahi hai. Never it was, nor it is, nor it will be. Therefore, whenever we refer something to the past, bhutam ghataha, bhuto ghataha, the past, the part of the past, the part of the future. When we make expressions like this, the part of the past and the part of the future, we are referring to a part that is. There is no difference between that the part is and part was and part will be. All the three have existence. It's a very beautiful thing. It can. Because what is totally not cannot exist in any period of the time. The manifest, and when it comes to the unmanifest, you see, when it comes to the part, I can say it was. I can say it will be, and then I can also say it is. It was manifest and now it is unmanifest. Therefore, what is totally non-existent cannot be referred to belong to any particular time. In this manner, it's very beautiful. Try to capture this. These Buddhists say Shunyam is timeless because you can't refer it to belong to any time. Yes. It is like Manushya Shungam, Shunyam. It doesn't belong to any time. You can't say man's horn was. Nor can you say man's horn is. Nor can we say man's horn will be. What is totally non-existent cannot belong to any particular period of time. Clear? According to them, Shunyam also cannot belong to it. Because it doesn't belong to any particular period of time, they call it timeless. We say Brahman is timeless, they call it. Yeah, I say for them, because it is not there, it is nothing, therefore you cannot refer it to any particular time. Whereas Brahman is, it exists, and it is timeless. It exists beyond time. You can't say Shunyam exists beyond time. Shunyam means non-existence. There is a deception in the language. When they say Shunyam is Kalatitam, when Vedanta says Purnam is Kalatitam, it doesn't mean they are somewhere meeting. No. Many academicians make somersaults in understanding it. They make somersaults on a rocky ground, not in a swimming pool. Yes, they make a somersault. Because here Bhashyakara says, what is non-existent also cannot be referred to time. When I talk about a pot, we say the pot was, we are referring to a time. Aletha pot, I mean it is broken, but it was there. If it was there, it will be there now, in the unmanifest state. If it will be there, then even now, it is there. Yesterday I was reading a small, somebody gave me a paper cut. Einstein said, past and future is an illusion about the present. This we have been talking. Past is a distortion of the present. Future is a distortion about the present. Time, past and future, if it is an illusion about the present, then present is not time. It doesn't go to that point. Present is not time. If past is an illusion about the present, if future is an illusion about the present, meaning if time is an illusion about the present, then about which time is an illusion is not time. Then it becomes a reality. Similarly, what is the truth. It was is an illusion about it. What is the truth. Will be an illusion. I am is the truth. I was an illusion. I am is the truth. I will be an illusion. Yes, it is an error. And therefore, what can be referred to time cannot be shunyam. What can be referred to time, what can be referred to time cannot be shunyam. What was, what is, what will be. You may say what is not, but it was. You may say what is not, but it will be. If you can refer an object even to one period of time, then it is not like shunyam. Every object can be referred to either past or future. And if you can refer it to either past or future or the present, then it is not shunya. Past birth was, is not shunya. Next birth will be, not shunya. Shunyam is a different school of thought, understand? Shunyatvam is an evil thinking, I am telling you. Why were the Vedanta acharyas so particular to dismiss Buddhis? You don't think this has nothing to do with religious identity or anything. It is dangerous. We can't say we are ultimately nothing, you see. It's a very misleading thought. We are ultimately nothing. This universe is ultimately nothing. Say if we are ultimately nothing, then what is nirvana? Becoming nothing is nirvana. Where from did you get this word nirvana? Because Buddhism is identified with nirvana. What is nirvana? Where from did you get this word? It comes from Vedanta, Sanskrit word. Nirvana means nirvrittihi. Nirvrittihi means accomplishing the understanding about the truth. Is called nirvana. It is not becoming nothing. Nirvana ho gaya means what? Supposing you wanted to know physics, and when you make an effort and know it and accomplish it, that is called nirvana in that context. You wanted to make a house and you made the house, the joy born of accomplishment. The joy born of accomplishing what you need to accomplish is called nirvana, the joy of accomplishing. You wanted to go to Kashi sometime or the other, and if you reach there, there is a joy of accomplishing it. It is not the joy of becoming nothing. Can you get a joy of becoming nothing? No. And therefore, Nirvana is a Vedantic term. And sometimes what happens, you have been using the word Nirvana, and somebody takes that word and he uses it more than you use, then it becomes his. Yes, I am telling you. Simple. It is your word, you have been using once in a while, not too much, but then somebody takes it and uses it heavily, it becomes his. That is how the word nirvana became Buddhistic word. Who doesn't understand this? And they say karmic. I said karmic means what? Karma. I say, if you, this is, sometimes you should be consistent in your being wrong also. But they can't even be consistently wrong. That is the problem. I say, you should be consistent in your being wrong. वहाँ पर भी mistake करते हैं. They make mistakes about their being wrong also. How? You say everything is shunya and you believe in karma. Karma means what? Continuity of the soul. Are you able to follow? There are a lot of things. Who doesn't understand the bluff? In order to make people swallow the bluff, pack it nicely, boss. Pack the bluff with a little glitter on it. समझ गए ना? काजू का बर्फी लगा देना. To swallow जी. Sugar-coated bluff. You know why it is sugar-coated bluff? You are ultimately nothing, you don't have to know anything. That is called sugar-coated. You don't have to know anything, you don't have to do anything, you can just renounce everything and just be. Hey, how is that? That is not going to make you happy. Merely really just giving up your search is not the, giving up the search is not the answer. Is that the answer? Even though it can make you happy. Suppose you tell a child, you don't have to go to school. From today onwards, you don't have to go to school. You just come to for shopping and enjoy yourself. Looks nice, but is it good for him? That is why it is a sugar-coated bluff. It can give you a thrill. When somebody says, you don't have to know anything, it is very exciting, You don't have to study, very exciting. You don't have to work, very exciting. You don't have to learn anything, very exciting. I have seen whenever I tell people you don't have to learn Sanskrit, that day they give the broadest smile. Oh my God! Just by saying you don't have to learn Sanskrit, they get nirvana. If I tell that you don't have to know anything, they will have super nirvana. I don't believe in that. I don't. Because as a sadhu, I must tell the truth and disappear, even if there is one person. Because that's my value. The truth is, what Vedanta says is right. It is not possible to prove shunyam. And without proving shunyam, you can't go on living with the idea that is the truth. Without the evidence of shunyam, how can you live with the idea there is shunyam? You can't go on living with the thought of something which is not evident, ji. It's too boring. How can you go on living, 100 years with the idea that there is something, that God is in heaven without evidence of it? You can live any number of years with the idea that I am conscious because it is evident. You can live even hundreds of years with the idea of the subject being unlike the object because that is evident. Okay, Ji. Thus, now I am concluding it. A pot can be referred to the past. I can say pot was. I can say pot will be. I can say pot is. If I can refer the pot even to one period of time, then it is. If it is, meaning if I can refer the pot to even one period of time, then it is there in all the three periods of time. Either as manifest or as unmanifest. But for something to exist only in one period of time and not in other periods of time is wrong. Because if the pot was manifest, if the pot was there in the past, the pot is now also. If you had your friend in the past and you say you have left, he has died, if he was, then even now he is. That is Vedanta. He is unmanifest. Like before one goes to sleep, he was. Even after he goes to sleep, he is unmanifest. And when he is unmanifest, then he will be. This thinking liberates man from fear. Understand? Nothingness frightens. Everythingness liberates. Purnatvam liberates. And now, a pot maker makes an effort to make a pot. If he thinks that it is impossible to make pot, he will never make an effort to make pot. Nahi asati arthitaya. Nahi asati. Next line. Nahi not. Have you been able to find out where we are? Just to find out where we are is tough. This is very difficult. We are in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad and we are doing Bhashyam and we are in the 59th page, third line. Nahi asati, if it were non-existent. Arthitaya, as a pursuer of it, as a pursuer. Pravrittir nahi loke drishta. It's never seen in the world. Pursuit of something is never seen in this world if that something is impossible. We always pursue things which are possible. You may pursue difficult things, but you may not pursue impossible things. Impossible things are different from difficult things. Supposing you make an effort to become a Prime Minister, it is not impossible, it may be difficult. A square circle is not difficult, but it is impossible. When you see the difference between impossible and the difficult, you have grown a lot, Ji. It's a big viveka. Papa. For me, it's a very serious matter. Because many people, you can always pursue the difficult. People pursue something easy. People also pursue something very difficult. A man who loves to have challenges, he pursues difficult things. A man who is not interested in facing difficulties, he pursues easy things. Choti-moti cheez. If there is no pot, there is only clay, but one sees the possibility of a pot. So you can, that means it is already there, I can make it manifest. If it is totally non-existent, supposing a man's horn, if you don't have horns, you don't make an effort, I have to make it. It's not possible. Supposing a goat is there. As a small little kid, goat kid doesn't have horns. But in time, it will be there. Why? Because it is there as the unmanifest. Therefore, the goat can make an effort to grow horns. Why? They are there. But if I don't have horns in the unmanifest stage, even if I try, I can't grow them. And therefore, a man who tries to make a pot, he understands the pot is. Nahi asati arthitaya pravrittir loke drishta. Now what are we grasping in this long discussion? That even before the pot was made, the pot was already there in the unmanifest. Similarly, this universe also, even before it appears, even before it is created, it is already there in the manifest state. That is. Even before the jiva is born, he was there as unmanifest. Even before the tree germinates, even before the tree is out, it is there in the seed, in the unmanifest. This is the essence that we have to capture. The moment we understand this creation is never non-existent, then we come to understand there is no shunya. Either it is manifest or it is unmanifest. And if it can become manifest and unmanifest, both the words imply the source. Kaha. It can't manifest in the emptiness. वो तब तो फिर शून्य आ जाएगा. लय के लिए भी स्थान चाहिए, सृष्टि के लिए भी स्थान चाहिए. For the wave to manifest and resolve, you need water. Vaisi. Yoginam cha, next sentence. Yoginam cha, and the yogis. Sometimes the yogis, atita anagata jnanasya. Some of the great yogis, they can see, they can remember the past, they can visualize the future. Like Nostradamus. You know Nostradamus? Some people it comes to them perhaps. I don't know, I am not greatly interested in this example. Why yogis? You can always remember your past of this life. Past is, even if you can remember yesterday, that is remembering the past, good enough. And if we can visualize what will be tomorrow, that is visualizing. Supposing today you visualize tomorrow and exactly like that it happens, then you are a yogi. In fact, I can visualize my tomorrow absolutely clean. Tomorrow I will get up in the morning, have my breakfast, come to the class. After the class I will go back home, have lunch and rest. Get up again and have a cup of tea. Thoda ghum lo, wapas aa jao, have something and go to sleep. It is going to happen. This yogi drishtantam will create mystical stuff. every individual can remember his yesterday. He can more or less visualize his tomorrow. And therefore, if we can recollect even one detail of the past, and that detail, even though it is not there now in the manifest state, but it is there. It never becomes shunyam. It never becomes shunyam. There is no shunyatva. Becoming nothing. There is no experience of something becoming nothing. It's a very big thing. That itself finishes off a lot. Illusion goes. The illusions start wearing out the moment you think that we don't have the experience of something becoming nothing and nothing becoming something. Even when the thought disappears, it doesn't become nothing. It only becomes one with the source, bas. It doesn't become nothing. It is there in the thought, as thought is unmanifest in the source. Therefore, yoginam cha atita anagata jnanasya, the yogi's knowledge about the past and the yogi's knowledge about the future, satyatvat, is always proved true. Satyatvat, satya hai. I would like to interpret this way. A man who can think correctly, logically, what he thinks of the past, his memory of the past is proved true, and his visualization of the future also comes true. If he is a truthful man, if a person is a truthful person, his visualization also will be ungreedy, unambitious. It will be more objective. Yes. I can predict anybody's life. You will not have any complaint. You don't have to show me your horoscope. You don't have to show me your palm. I don't have to do your face reading. It's an hygiene. You can telephone me and ask me, Swamiji, what will be my life? Your life will be a cycle of sometimes pleasure, sometimes pain, sometimes pleasure, sometimes pain, sometimes pleasure, sometimes pain. You will not be able to question it. Who is interested in these predictions? A lot of silly things take serious costume and serious, what we call facade. Lot of silly things take upon various, very serious facade. A lot of things are silly. We present them a very serious facade, profound facade. You understand? It is facade. There is nothing. It is nothing. Kuch bhi nahi. You know, once upon a time, people used to call me, my God, you don't seem to believe anything. I said, I don't believe anything. I don't believe anything. Yes. You don't believe what is unevident, I don't believe. Simple. What is evident, I need not believe. It's evident. What is unevident, I can't believe. What is evident, we need not believe. Bombay went to Canary Caves. You know Canary Caves? When I used to wander, I used to like wandering in the hills with pakodis in your hand. Aram se ghumte rehte the. Then I went in ashram. Along there were mothers also, 2, 3. He was he was standing like this with one hand. I asked him, why you are doing this? The others, people said it is a tapasya. What is this tapasya for? People come and worship him, vagara. Only for that purpose. He will have a problem in this hand later on. He will not be able to bend it down. That is all this. इसके क्या करना? आराम से बैठ के comfortable, read something, learn something, pray something, do some gardening. It's such a wonderful place, ashram. ये क्या है? Then I asked him what does he do in the night. The nights also he will be sleeping like this. I'm telling a silly thing. But people come in hordes, in scores, so many people come and offer tapasya. If you say anything, then they will say you are a nastika. Therefore the best thing is, don't say anything. कुछ ना कहो, कुछ भी ना कहो जी, कुछ ना कहो, कुछ भी ना कहो. Therefore, don't unnecessarily get into these mystical things. Be rational, be intelligent. The truth is very, very intimate. Don't believe in the bluffs. In order to help others, when your motive is to help others, you will tell the truth. If your motive is to exploit others, you will tell lies. This is the bottom line. Understand? If you want to help others, you will tell the truth. If you want to exploit others, then you will always tell lies. Yes. And whenever you tell a lie, the lie conceals the peace within. Therefore, now we come back to the point. Anything that I can refer to past or future or present, one period of time, then it exists in all the 3 periods of time. This is the truth. If something can exist in all the 3 periods of time, then there is no such a thing called non-existence. Then there is no non-existence. Asansched, here is the last sentence, very beautiful, very profound. Yes, I may find it a little tough to communicate it. Asansched bhavishyat ghata. Supposing a pot maker sees that the pot is possible to make, and he sees it, and he makes it. He sees the clay, but inside the clay he sees a pot. Hey, I can make a pot out of it. He is able to visualize the future pot. Like a sculptor sees a rock and he visualizes a statue, the future statue. And anything that can be even visualized to come to become a present in future. Definitely it is possible to make a statue. A statue will be born. A pot will be born. There will be pot. There will be statue. In this manner, if you can refer something to the future, that means it is there. No, it is there in all periods of time. Either manifest or unmanifest. And if such a part, if you conclude as not there, asansched, see, asansched bhavishyat ghata, you say the pot will be, and then you say there is no pot. If there will be pot, there is pot. Even the statement, there will be pot, but not now, is wrong. Baba. When you say there will be pot, but there is no pot, but there will be pot is wrong. If there will be pot, there is pot. If there was pot, you can't say there was pot but not now. If there was, even now it is. It means it was manifest, it is unmanifest. Therefore, asansched bhavishyat ghataha. Hey Purvapakshi, if you were to say like this, there will be pot and the pot is not. It's a contradiction in terms. What is contradiction? After all, I am only saying there will be pot, but right now there is no pot. Even that is contradiction. If it is not already there, it can never be. What is totally not there cannot be brought into existence. What is potentially there alone can be made manifest. You can never bring about what is not, you can't bring it about, you can't bring it into ease. What is not, like man's horn is not. What is not, man's horn is not. You cannot. A square circle is not. Can you bring it into existence? No. There are only 5 elements, there is no 6th element. Can you bring the 6th element into existence? Therefore here it says, asanschet bhavishyat ghataha. Aishwaram means Ishwaras vibhuti called knowledge. Aishwaram bhavishyat ghata vishayam pratyaksha jnanam. This knowledge, a pot maker's knowledge that there will be pot, Baba. A pot maker's knowledge, the pot will be there. I am seeing the clay, but in time, the pot will be. He is able to perceive the future pot. This perception of the future pot, is not man's creation. It is Ishvara. Why? Because the faculty of inference is Ishvara's creation. Like eyes are God's creation. It's not my creation. Even the capacity to visualize the manifestation of what is, even the perception of possibility is Ishvara Jnana. If you can understand this. If there is a pot, if I am able to perceive, that perception is Ishvara Jnana. It is not my creation. If I am able to see even the possibility of it, that seeing the possibility, that possibility is not my creation. It is there. I can't see what is not there. I can only see what is. I am able to see the pot that is. I am able to see the possibility of the pot that is. This perception is not my creation. I only find myself with that perception. So that knowledge that I have is not my creation. It is not Purusha Tantra by choice. It's not my subjective creation. Perception is not my subjective creation. Seeing a thing that is there, or seeing even the possibility of something that is there, is not my subjective creation. Then what is a Aishwaram Jnana? Parameshwar ka jnana hai. Aishwaram bhavishyat ghata vishayam pratyaksha jnanam mithya syat would be false. But that can't be accepted as false. You can't say my perception, my knowledge of the table that is there is false. I can't say that. I mean, I am seeing a pot that is, I am seeing the table that is not there is wrong. I am seeing the table that is. To begin with, that is better. Because you cannot see what is not, but you can only see what is either as it is or differently, wrongly. That's a different matter. But you can't see what is not. Do you follow this point? Even though you have to, we can never see what is not there. We can only see what is, either correctly or incorrectly. Bas. Viparita jnana is possible, but shunyam is not possible. And therefore, if you can say pot was, that means it is there in all the 3 periods of time. If you say pot will be, then it is there in all the 3 periods of time. If you say pot is, then it is there in all the 3 periods of time. That is why one of the definitions of this world is what exists in all the 3 periods of time. That is the creation. Jiva was, is and will be. So he is moving in all the 3 periods of time. Whereas the truth is Kala Atitam. That is Kala Atitam. Whereas the objects are Kala Baddham, present in all the Trikaleshu Tishtati. It is there in all the 3 periods of time. Srishti is present in all the Trikaleshu Tishtati. Means it was, is and. I mean, one can think in terms like this, you see. My individuality was there. This was, will be, ultimately will be an illusion. That is a different matter. But to begin with, me as an individual was before I was born. Yeah, before I went to sleep, I was a jiva. I was a manifest jiva. In sleep, I am an unmanifest jiva. And again next day, I am a manifest jiva. मैं तो पहले भी था, अभी भी हूँ, बाद में. But generally, distortion, I was but I am not, or I am but was not, I am but will not be, is wrong. Why? Because if you can refer as an individual, if you are present now, then you are present in the past. And you will be present in the future. And here comes, if this much you have accepted, then we have one more hurdle to cross. And that hurdle is entire past? Yes, the entire. Entire future? Yes, the entire future. Existence cannot, it was not that really, the pot was there only for some past. You can't say pot was there for some, will be there for some future. Or the jiva was there only for some past. But jiva was there, will be there only for some future. In fact, the very idea of past and future can't exist without being related to the jiva. It's prakar. When we analyze the topic from all angles, we understand one thing. The principle that we arrive at is, what can be referred to even one period of time exists in all the 3 periods of time, in which case you can't arrive at shunyam. Can't prove shunyam. You can't prove shunyam. Why? Because shunyam cannot be referred to any particular period of time. And that is why they say shunyam is kalatitam, timeless. And it is timelessly is or timelessly is not. Don't say shunyam is. Nothing is. That is shunyam. Nothing is. Hey Ramachandra, see how unwittingly you fall in line with the truth. You say shunyam is time, kalatit. But you can't say Shunyam is, because is means Purna. Then you have to say is not. Nothing is. Let us say nothing is. It is called Shunyam. That means nothing is timeless. That means everything is in time. That means not Shunyam. You have fallen in line with the truth. You know, there is a lie detector. Do you know who is the lie detector? Truth is the lie detector. Yes. Why? Because you have to be deliberate to evade the truth. But you don't have to be deliberate to tell the truth. You don't have to plan to tell the truth. But you have to think a lot to tell it, how to tell this lie. Plan. But to tell the truth, how much do you have to think? Which means, therefore, the Shunyavadi ultimately, Shankaracharya went on asking, I am talking about the lie detector now. How a Shunyavadi, supposing some people are there, who have got, leanings towards Buddhism, it doesn't matter at all. We have no leanings to anybody. You should be a free bird. No बरादरी जोड़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. You don't have any baradariness with any religion, including Hinduism. You should be a free bird. जो सही है वो सही है, जो सही नहीं है सही नहीं है. अपना भाई है लेकिन सही नहीं, क्या करना जी? अपना ही भाई है या अपना ही फ्रेंड है, कोई भी हो, सही नहीं हो तो फिर क्या करना उनसे? नौकर भी ठीक है, अगर सही है तो ठीक है. जो सही है वो सुख देता है, जो सही नहीं है वो दुख देता है. In the same manner, religion. What makes you happy is not yours. What makes you happy is what is right, not yours. If what is yours, if it is wrong, apna. I am telling you, this is a lie detector, very beautiful thing. I like it. Shankaracharya went on asking, my dear sir, if you say Shunya in Vad Vivad, he said, how do you know there is Shunya? He says, it's my own knowledge. Shunyavadi I have to say. That is called falling in trap. Whose knowledge is it? It is my knowledge. I say, whose knowledge it is, the Shunyam, that person is not Shunyam. Simple. Why? Because you have to be very, very, very strenuously deliberate to avoid to a lie, to avoid the truth. You have to be strenuously deliberate. And when you get tired, then you unwittingly fall in line with the truth. And then he says, all right, what is the proof of there being Shunyam? He says, it's my own knowledge. Oh, that means whose knowledge it is, that person is not Shunyam. Vina Sakshi you can't establish. This is very beautiful. Even in yesterday's small cut I was reading, Einstein says, observer explains away the whole illusion. Even though he says that the explanation for the universe will be the explanation for the observer, but that's a little reversal. But Vedanta says the explanation for the observer is the explanation for the universe. The universe is an illusion born of the illusion between the subject and the object. I am, the Deha, is an illusion. This is an illusion between the conscious and the inert. This illusion leads to the universe, the bigger set of the illusion. You cannot explain away that illusion without breaking this illusion. When you break this illusion, you break that illusion. You see, this illusion is what? I am a form is an illusion, is an error. Illusion is a scientific term. But error is a Vedantic term, adhyasa. It is always better to use the term error, adhyasa. Atasmin tad buddhi. Because this word illusion is going to create a problem. Then we have to define illusion. What is illusion? It is not going to be easy to define illusion. They will end up in Buddhism by saying, seeing what is not is an illusion, is wrong. Again, you have to again redefine. Illusion means adhyasa, meaning seeing what is wrongly. That becomes the adhyasa. Are you able to follow? It makes sense, whatever I am telling you, doesn't it make sense? Yes. For me it is a very, very big thing, Ji. For me it's very big thing. I can't take it very easily. How do you define illusion? It is only perceiving what is. It can't descend from heaven, illusions. Illusion springs from the very what is. An illusion springs from what is. From the truth. Illusion doesn't spring from emptiness. Illusion springs from what is the truth. Illusion is rooted in the truth. You see? And then he says, Ghata sadbhavehi Hanumanam avochamam. Ghata sadbhave. In the existence of the pot, we have already explained Anumanam is the main pramanam. You see, we live not only by sense perception, we live by inferences. A lot of science is more in the form of inference. The laws you don't see, you infer them. Abstract things you can't see but infer them. We infer. When you start business, you don't see the results but you infer. Yeah, if I go on working, I will get the results. It is an inference. If I work hard, I will get the results. It is an inference. If I study hard, I will get the results, good results in my exam. It is an inference. You don't see the results now, but you see the law of causation. If you work hard, you will get the result. This causation is what? Inference. I infer. In fact, we live more by inferences than mere perceptions. In fact, a person who lives only in perception is considered to be illiterate. A villager only lives in his perception. He sees, but he can't think. He hears, but he can't think. I mean, let us just imagine a total murkha. You understand murkha? In the north, if I say murkha, they don't understand. If I say murak, you have to distort the word to make it intelligible. Murak. But in the south, if you say murak, they don't understand. Then we have to murkha. Murk. If supposing there is a murkha, he only lives, he sees like a pashu. A pashu is called pashu because it only pashyati iti pashu. It only sees, it can't think. It sees, it hears, it tastes, it touches, it smells. It lives in perceptions, but it can't make great inferences. Small inferences it makes, not of great consequence. Some rudimentary inferences it makes. We can't rule out the capacity to infer on the part of the cow also. But continuity of existence, physical existence, continuity of an individual, continuity of objects is inferred. Now it is manifest, now it is unmanifest, now it is manifest. Why does it become manifest? Because it was present but in the unmanifest form. Things don't become manifest from their non-existence stage. Things become manifest from their unmanifest stage. From their unmanifest presence, they become manifest, not from their non-existence stage. In this manner, we have already told, sir, that inference is a valid means of knowledge by which we can figure out the continuity of existence. Therefore, even Punarjanma can be inferred. A life cannot begin from its non-existence. Life can manifest from its unmanifest state. Inference is more valid than memory. Please understand. Inference is more valid than your memory. I don't remember my past life, therefore how do I know that these are all jids? In fact, this person, yesterday Ekadashi never had lunch, okay? And he has forgotten that yesterday was Ekadashi and he never had lunch. And I asked him, what did you have for lunch yesterday? I had rice, I had roti, I had bindi, I had a bangan. Later on I said, my dear, sir, yesterday Ekadashi you never had lunch. Oh, you forgot that you did not have. Does it reverse the thing that you were fasting? You can't change the fast, you did fast. In the dream state you don't remember the waking, can you deny it? Inside the dream you don't remember the waking. Having come to Ramana Kendra, you go to sleep. And I am very good at driving people into sleep. I don't know why people take compose for falling asleep. You come to my class. You will improve your health, ji. हाँ जी, वेदांता ये समथिंग समझेंगे तो मोक्ष, नहीं समझेंगे तो शांति. Yes, either way it is good. Therefore, just because when you fall asleep you have a dream, in the dream you don't remember the waking, you can't deny it. I am concluding it. Inference is more valid than memory. On that note we will stop here and then we'll continue later. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnavadaya Purnameva Vavichyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Ji, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Hari Om Ji.
In the room that is being constructed for you, I believe there's going to be a lift.
They're going to build here.
Okay. So there'll be a lift to that? Is there going to be a lift?
Yes.